Hey guys, Drew here, and today we're going to be doing another product review of some cannabis-infused edibles. And today we're going to be taking a look at some cannabis-infused tea. So this guy is a tea, Mellow Mint Tea, made by Whitewater. I think that's the name of their company. Whitewater, a natural way to find your bliss, dive into life. They got some really good phrases going on this thing. They are little tea sticks that you stir into some hot water, and each of them is supposed to have 10 milligrams of THC. Here we go. Here's a little spiel from them. Organically grown in Egypt, our caffeine-free Mellow Mint Tea is a delicate blend of peppermint and THC that's relaxation in a cup. All right, so I know I said that the brand thought was Whitewater. If you can see that there. But then I took a look, if you take a look on the back here, it's got links to their social media pages, and this is made by Stillwater Brands, or no. It's made by Lifestyle Foods Incorporated, and their brand, at least online, is Stillwater Brands. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump in and open this guy up. So the can itself is not child resistant. If you didn't know, every cannabis edible package has to have some layer of child resistance to it. So inside these little plastic things are these tubes, I guess we'll call them, that are filled with what appears to be tea, and I'm assuming some form of THC in there. And what you can't really see, maybe on the camera, is that from here to here on this stick are tiny little holes, like hundreds of them, all throughout the packaging. So what they're recommending you do is cut the top off and just take this guy without opening this part and just stir it into your hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. All right, so while the water is boiling over there, I want to talk a little bit about what I'm expecting from this tea before I actually ingest it, and then we can kind of compare our expectations to reality. Have you seen on the channel before, I have reviewed a couple of drinks before, namely the Level Up beverage, which was just THC infused water essentially. So I'm kind of expecting this to be similar to that. When you eat an edible that's like a candy or a gummy or a brownie or any type of food, what's gonna happen is you're gonna swallow it, it's gonna make its way into your stomach, and your stomach's gonna have to churn it around for a while and break up and digest that edible before the THC in it can be absorbed. The advantage I think we're gonna have with the tea here is because it's a liquid, you're gonna drink it, it's gonna make its way in your stomach, and just the same as a regular food edible. But the difference here is since it's a liquid, it's going to pass really quickly through your stomach and into your intestines, where the THC can start to get absorbed by your body more quickly. So what that means for me and what this experience should be like is I'm expecting, assuming that I can dissolve this into the water really well, I'm expecting that I'm gonna get a quicker onset of the feelings of being high, because that THC is gonna make it straight through my stomach into my intestines. And because I'm gonna have a more quick onset, I should also have a shorter overall period where I'm feeling high. And this is a big selling point for companies that make stuff like this, and it's a big reason why I enjoy these types of edibles, is because you can get a more quick onset and shorten your overall experience, and also eliminate kind of that uncertainty that you get with other edibles, where you eat some and you're kind of waiting around, you don't know if it's gonna hit you, you don't know if you should take more, and that's when we oftentimes get in trouble. We're gonna take this tea, our packet here. Remember, it's got all these little holes, and directions say to stir in the water for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so at first thought, stirring for 5 to 7 minutes doesn't sound so bad. But sitting doing nothing but stirring a teacup with a stick for 5 minutes is really boring. All right, so it's been 6 minutes of stirring. My arm is a little bit tired, but the tea has been turned kind of a yellowish green color. It smells a lot like peppermint. It smells actually really good. I'm actually really excited to try this. Now, usually in edible reviews, I will take the edible and start a stopwatch at the exact moment that I eat it. And then I'll stop it whenever I start to feel the first effects of that edible. Since I'm not going to just slam this whole cup of tea right now because it's very hot, I'm going to start sipping it. I'm going to start my stopwatch from the time that I take my first sip, and then I'll just stop it at the time that I start feeling the effects. Cheers. And we're off. Man, so this tastes really good. I'm a big fan of the taste of this. If you didn't tell me that this was THC or had cannabis in it at all, I would never have guessed. This tastes like normal peppermint tea. Holy cow. Yeah, it's really good. As far as peppermint teas go, this is as good as anything that I've had out of a store. All right, it took me about 7-8 minutes to drink my cup of tea, and now we play the waiting game. All right, guys, I just officially stopped the clock at 42 minutes. And I gotta say, this is actually one of the faster onsets that I've had from any edible. Usually I'd get at least an hour, especially if I've eaten something. It should be noted, though, that today, when I drank the tea, I hadn't eaten anything so far today, so I was taking this on a totally empty stomach, which is part of the reason that it got the quicker onset. So kind of the tandem of having an empty stomach and having the liquid tea that would just bisect the stomach really quickly anyway, got us a lot quicker onset time. So wrap up on the Whitewater Mellow Mint Tea. Overall, I'm a big fan of this tea. I think the packaging is great. It seems like a regular can of tea that you might get. It's pretty discreet. As far as the way that you actually make the tea with these little sticks, I was skeptical of whether or not it was gonna work with just these little holes in here and stirring for 5 minutes, but it worked really well. As far as the taste of the product, that was also really great. That was my favorite part, is that this tasted like a regular old peppermint tea. And I'm a big fan of peppermint, and I was super happy with it. Okay, guys, that's it for this week and this review. Make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page, website, the blog, and of course this vlog for all things Sierra High and cannabis. And we will see you guys next week.